You're right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on this Jamhuri Day, the 12th day of December 2025. I hope and trust that you've had a restful and fruitful day. A very good evening to you wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kimani, and Boniface Moredi is on the sign language interpretation tonight. Now we begin with President William Ruto led Kenyans in marking the 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations at the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi County. In his speech, the head of state praised his government's ability to improve the lives of Kenyans through various initiatives under his bottom-up agenda, highlighting the SHA program, affordable housing, reforms in the tea and coffee sectors, and road construction. This year's theme focused on tourism, wildlife, and MICE, that is meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. Our reporter Alice Diana attended the event and begins our bulletin with the following report.
As Kenya marked the 62nd edition of the Jamhuri Day celebrations at Nyayo Stadium in Nairobi County, hundreds of Kenyans congregated at the stadium to witness the colorful event. President William Ruto, who presided over the celebrations, reflected Kenya's journey to freedom, even as he honored a legacy written in sacrifice, courage, and unbreakable resolve, a legacy forged by men and women who stared imperial power in the face and declared with unshakable conviction that Kenya would be free. While recognizing that progress has been made since independence, the president noted that a Kenya where every citizen lives with dignity and shared prosperity remains unfulfilled. He called on every Kenyan to secure the foundation of our nation's character, noting that no nation can prosper in an atmosphere of disruption, violence, and criminality.
Stability is not an option. It is an enabler of everything we seek to build. Serious investors will not commit their investments in a country. Only serious investors will only commit their investments in a country that is peaceful, that is stable, and that is secure.
Ruto further highlighted initiatives under his bottom-up agenda that he said have improved the lives of Kenyans, including the Social Health Insurance Fund SHA, Hustler Fund, Kazi Maju, and affordable housing.
We built a unified health information system that now gives us full visibility of our health facilities, patients, their progress, enabling us to track healthcare delivery in real time. Today, over 28 million Kenyans are registered under the Social Health Authority, up from 8 million under the old system. Through the Kazi Maju program, nearly 500,000 Kenyans have secured well-paying job opportunities abroad in the last 3 years.
On food security, the head of state stated that large-scale modern irrigation is the only viable pathway forward.
We have mapped out 50 mega dams, 200 mini dams, and over 1,000 macro dams across all our 47 counties, especially in our arid and semi-arid areas, which have expansive, fertile, and arable land currently not under production because of lack of water. With this plan, an additional 2.5 million acres of land will be brought under agricultural productivity through extensive water harvesting, water storage, and advanced irrigation technologies.
Ruto also rooted for public-private partnership to fund his ambitious 5 trillion shillings National Economic Freedom Project.
This 5 trillion National Economic Freedom Project, relying solely on national budget, would leave us waiting forever. Borrowing would only deepen our debt and burden future generations. Raising taxes would place unbearable strain on households. And choosing inaction would condemn our nation to stagnation. That is why we must act with courage, innovation, and foresight to design alternative financing mechanisms, leverage mature national assets, and tap into robust public-private partnerships to undertake this national development imperative.
With Kenya having made several strides since independence, President William Ruto has promised that the focus will now shift to economic recovery, insisting that his first world dream is valid. Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch at Nyayo Stadium in Nairobi County.
Thank you so much, Alice, for that report. Now, from being celebrated as a stalwart of democracy whose resolve gave Kenya its 2010 constitution, to being the longest-serving member of parliament in Nairobi, the 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations were filled with tributes of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who passed away in October. Speakers described the late Raila as a leader whose courage will be remembered across generations. Here is our reporter, Dio Masharia, with more details.
Even in his death, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has remained a man celebrated by many. At the 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations, President William Ruto led thousands of Kenyans who had gathered at Nyayo Stadium for the celebrations, one among many fruits of Raila's fight for a democratic Kenya.
Raila devoted his life to the pursuit of freedom, justice, and peaceful coexistence. His courage, resilience, and unwavering belief in the power of the people shaped defining chapters of our national story and inspired generations to believe that change is possible. I now respectfully urge all of us to join me in observing a 1 minute of silence in honor and remembrance of the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and honor his sacrifice, service, and enduring legacy.
Labeled as the first ever celebrations without the former ODM leader, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, in similar tune, called for the honoring of Odinga through the renaming of the prestigious Talanta Stadium, which is under construction in Nairobi, into Raila Odinga International Stadium.
Kiongozi mwingine ambao ni shujaa wa Nairobi alikuwa ni Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, sisi kama watu wa Nairobi tunamenzi. Ndiye alikuwa mbunge ambaye amehudumu kwa muda mrefu, na hii kwa sisi sote ndio siku ya jamhuri ya kwanza bila baba wetu. Tunajua kwamba mwaka ujao sherehe hii itafanywa katika uwanja mpya wa Talanta ambayo unaendelea kule Lang'ata Road. Sijui kama utatukubali. Na sisi kama watu wa Nairobi tunakuomba uwanja huo uite Raila Odinga International Stadium.
A request which appeared to have landed softly on Ruto's heart.
Ati mumesema ipatiwe jina gani? Mumesema ipatiwe jina la Raila Amolo Odinga International Stadium. Nimewasikiza na tukikamilisha tutafanya hivyo.
Other dignitaries present, including Ghanaian President John Mahama, also feted Raila as a true democracy martyr of the Kenyan soil.
It is the responsibility of our current generation of African leadership to win economic independence and prosperity for our people. Accept my personal condolence and the sympathy of all Ghanaians on the passing of a great statesman, Mzee Raila Odinga, May God grant him peaceful rest.
This year's Jamhuri celebrations were commemorated in style in a celebration themed tourism, wildlife, meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions, also known as MICE, a deliberate strategy to recognize the tourism industry's economic potential. Theo Masharia, for Hope TV Newswatch.
Much Theo for that report. Moving on swiftly, security was tight at the 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations at Nyayo Stadium in Nairobi. All entry points were heavily guarded by both uniformed and plainclothes officers on patrol, with Kenyans who attended the event thoroughly screened before entering the venue. Our reporter Sami Adika paints a picture of the security measures in place during the celebrations and efforts to keep the country safe and united as envisioned by the founding fathers.
Friday, the 12th of December 2025, Nyayo Stadium was perhaps the safest place in the country. The 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations saw all security agencies coordinating to ensure no security threat will dampen the mood of the day. Kenyans, both known and unknown, were screened at all entry points before making it to the grounds from as early as 5 a.m. At about 10 a.m. as President William Ruto left State House, his motorcade maintained its meticulous formation to ensure his safety as required. His arrival saw all security officers in charge of the dais alert, from his presidential escort unit to the snipers and all other units deployed in the stadium. Even as Kenya begins its journey in marking 62 years since gaining independence, its efforts in maintaining peace, law and order remains critical, evident through the various peacekeeping missions spearheaded by all the 5 presidents.
The second enabler underpinning this national project is peace, stability and security. For no nation can prosper in an atmosphere of disruption, violence and criminality that leads to economic sabotage, destruction of property and loss of lives. Stability is not an option. It is an enabler of everything we seek to build.
From Kenya to Haiti and back, the first cohort of more than 200 police officers marched across the stadium in full combat, displaying their prowess that led to a successful mission in the Caribbean nation. Acknowledging their efforts, President Ruto praised their sacrifice in suppressing Haitian gangs.
Nataka niwapongeze askari wetu ambao walikwenda kule Haiti na mumewaona hapa, tuwapigie makofi jameni. Wamerudi nyumbani na heshima kubwa sana kwa taifa letu la Kenya. And I want to thank them profoundly for their courage, professionalism and selfless service to our nation and to the world.
Amidst Kenya having been ranked in position 127 out of 163 in the latest Global Peace Index in 2025 that indicated ongoing struggles with security, heavy-handed policing and regional conflict, President Ruto still insists Kenya remains committed in ensuring internal peace and order for the success of the country while lending a hand to countries facing security threats. For Newswatch, I'm Sami Adika.
Thank you so much, Adika, for that detailed report. Kenya celebrated its 62nd Jamhuri Day at Nyayo Stadium in Nairobi, with President William Ruto presiding over the colorful event. Thousands of citizens, dignitaries and international guests attended to mark the remembrance of the country's independence and reflect on its progress. As Dolly Mwirigi Mbuvi now reports, the celebrations featured vibrant performances, speeches and a festive atmosphere highlighting Kenya's achievements and unity.
It was a day of dazzling pomp and national pride at Nyayo National Stadium as Kenya marked 62 years since becoming a republic, with President William Ruto hosting the President of Ghana, John Mahama. By early morning, crowds had already filled the grounds, many dressed in the bold colors of the national flag. As the celebration progressed, the spotlight shifted to the field, where a spectacular military parade took center stage. Marching in perfection, Kenya's disciplined forces displayed precision, strength, and unity. The crowd watched in admiration as formation unfolded. The most breathtaking moment of the day came from above. The Kenya Air Force flypast stole the show, sending the stadium into a frenzy. Fighter jets roared across the sky in tight formations, while helicopters dipped low in salute. Each pass met with thunderous applause from the crowd. One of the most captivating highlights of the day was the performance by the legendary Maroon Commandos Band. Their rich melodic tunes, rooted in Kenya's military and cultural heritage, swept through the stadium and uniting the crowd in song and rhythm. The entertainment did not stop there. A vibrant lineup of Kenyan artists lit up the stadium with energetic performances as President William Ruto joined the crowd in dancing the hit songs. This year's Jamhuri Day celebration at Nyayo Stadium showcased Kenya at its best, united, colorful, and proud of its heritage under the theme Tourism, wildlife meetings, incentive conferences, and exhibitions. As the Kenya marks 62 years of independence, the hope for a stronger and more prosperous future continues to shine brightly. Dolly Murikimuvi for Hope TV.
Thank you so much, Dolly, for that report. Now it's exactly 18 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with more news. Stick around.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Hello there, my name is Beatrice Nudi, a host on Hope at Dawn with George Gishuru. Thank you so very much for your support and your loyal viewership. How is the signal in your area? We would love to know. Please do scan the QR code that you see on your screen so that we can know how to serve you better.
Watching Hope TV, Newswatch, welcome back. Let's continue with our edition of Jamhuri Day tonight. One of the spotlights of Kenya's 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations at Nyayo Stadium was the color officer, Lieutenant Calvin Kiso. Clad in full ceremonial uniform, he led the parade with flawless precision, carrying the Kenya Defense Forces regimental colors, symbols of honor, history, and bravery. Accompanied by an elite color guard, Kiso ensured every march, drill, and salute was executed perfectly, showcasing military discipline, pride, and tradition. For Kenyans watching, the display was a vivid reminder of the courage, unity, and legacy of the country's armed forces. President William Ruto has announced major road projects to ease Nairobi's traffic, including a new expressway from Thika to Museum Hill starting next year. Speaking during the Jamhuri Day celebrations at Nyayo Stadium, the head of state said stalled city roads will resume and 60 kilometers of roads are already under construction. The upgrades will include Ngong Road, Valley Road, and other key routes, while the broader Nairobi metropolitan area will see expanded dual carriageways to reduce gridlock for commuters.
Tunajenga zile barabara ambazo zilikuwa zimekwama hapa Nairobi. Tumekubaliana ya kwamba hizo barabara tumerudisha contractors wote ambao walikuwa pale barabarani. Na sasa barabara zinaendelea kilomita 60 hapa Nairobi. Kwa mfano barabara ya Muhuri kule Dagoretti South, barabara ya Mama Wahu kule Dagoretti South, bypass ya Mihango Link kule Embakasi East, Umoja 1 SDA Road kule Embakasi West, Pindigwa Road kule Roysambu na Road C Embakasi South. Pia mumeona pale Valley Road, ile barabara ilikuwa imekwama pale, tumeleta contractor anaendelea na kazi. Ile barabara ya Ngong Road pia inaendelea, kazi inaendelea pale. Barabara ya Haile Selassie vile vile inaendelea. Na ningependa kutangaza ya kwamba kwa sababu barabara ya expressway imekamilika na wananchi wanatumia pale juu, barabara ya chini iko na matatizo. Na ndio sababu kuanzia hii Disemba mukienda Krismasi, tutajenga upya barabara kutoka kule JKIA kupitia hapa mpaka kule ABC na tuifanyie beautification, ndio Nairobi ionekane kama city ya taifa letu la Kenya. Vile vile mimi ninajua ya kwamba kuna wananchi wengi nje ya Nairobi lakini wanafanya kazi na biashara hapa Nairobi. Wananchi wengi wanaishi Kiserian, wanaishi Rongai, wanaishi Ngong, na kuna msongamano mkubwa sana wa wananchi wakikuja asubuhi na kurudi nyumbani jioni. Ningependa kutangaza ya kwamba mwaka ujao ile barabara kutoka Bomas of Kenya kwenda Rongai kwenda mpaka Kiserian na barabara kutoka Bomas of Kenya kwenda Karen kwenda pale Shade Hotel kuteremka kwenda Ngong kwenda Bulbul na kwenda mpaka ifike kule Kiserian, tutaifanya iwe dual carriageway, ndio wananchi wa pale wanaweze kutembea kwa njia rahisi. Najua pia ya kwamba wananchi wengi wanaishi kule Thika, na sasa barabara ya Thika Road pia imejaa na kuna msongamano mkubwa sana wa magari katika barabara yetu ya Thika Road. Ningependa pia kutangaza ya kwamba mwaka ujao vile tuko na expressway kutoka JKIA, pia tutajenga expressway kutoka Thika mpaka ifike hapa Museum Hill, ndio wananchi wale wanateseka na mambo ya jam tuweze kuondoa jam ya sehemu hiyo.
Swiftly, and President William Ruto has awarded 881 national honors to distinguished Kenyans as part of the 2025 Jamhuri Day celebrations. Top awards, including the Order of the Golden Heart, went to 9 individuals such as Attorney General Dorcas Oduor and Narok Governor Patrick Ntutu, while hundreds received the Order of the Burning Spear and other medals. The honors recognize outstanding service in leadership, public service, security, and community development. Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama has called on African nations to move from exporting raw materials to producing high-value goods, urging economic independence to match political freedom. Speaking at the Kenya's 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations at Nyayo Stadium, Mahama praised President William Ruto's reforms and highlighted the historic Kenya-Ghana friendship. Mahama also called for transparent governance, youth empowerment, and increased intra-Africa trade, while praising Kenya's role in the Haiti mission as a show of Pan-African solidarity.
Our forebears won us political independence. It is the responsibility of our current generation of African leadership to win economic independence and prosperity for our people. Africa faces many challenges, including a global order that is rigged against it. We face systems that make us suppliers of unprocessed raw materials and importers of finished products. The time has come for us to add value to Africa's exports. The time has come for us to claim a fairer share of our natural resource endowment. The time has come for us to provide transparent and accountable leadership. The time has come for us to unleash the creativity and energies of our young people. We must increase trade amongst ourselves, and so we commend the protocol on the African Continental Free Trade Area. We must show Pan-African solidarity with all members of the African diaspora.
Let's look at how other counties celebrated their Jamhuri Day today. And Jamhuri Day in Bungoma County was marked at Sangalo Primary School, with Governor Kenneth Lusaka announcing that community health promoters will join the Social Health Authority insurance scheme. Deputy Governor Jennifer Mbatiani urged action against rising gender-based violence. Kandui Member of Parliament John Makali called for reforms to protect sugarcane farmers, while his Kimilili counterpart Didimas Barasha asked the police to ensure security and respect residents during the festive season.
Nia ya wale wazungu ilikuwa ni kuchukua rasilimali ya Wakenya, lakini Wakenya wakajitolea mahanga, wakapigana na wale wabeberu mpaka tukafukuza wale wabeberu na tukapata uhuru wa kujitawala sisi wenyewe. Saa hii tuko na serikali yetu ambayo tunajitawala sisi wenyewe. Na siku ya leo muhimu hii, tukikumbuka Jamhuri Day, siku ambayo tulipata uhuru, lazima pia tukumbuke kwamba pia tuko na Wakenya wengine ambao wamejifanya ni wabaya zaidi kuliko wale wazungu, wale wakoloni, wale wabeberu.
Lazima tukae kwa amani, tuheshimiane sisi wote. Tuheshimu viongozi walio kwenye viti, tuheshimu wale ambao wanatafuta viti, ili tuwe na society ambaye ni moja. Maana kama kuna umoja, maendeleo itakuweko. Tunapoongea juu ya kuwa na uhuru, wakati kuna amani, maendeleo itapatikana. Sisi wenyewe lazima tujikomboe kutokana na haya mambo ya umaskini na mambo mengine ambayo inatuadhiri kama kaunti yetu ya Bungoma.
We have upgraded and equipped health facilities across all our sub-counties. We are fast-tracking the building of the level 6 hospital in Sichei, whereas Bungoma County Teaching and Referral Hospital will remain to be level 5 facility, bringing specialized services closer home to our people. We are also preparing any time from now to get a CT scan machine and MRI. The rooms are ready and the equipment are also ready, which will be able to install in our level 5 hospital anytime from now.
Also over to Tharaka Nithi, where Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njoki is pushing for a revenue-sharing deal between the national government and counties bordering national parks, similar to the arrangements with Narok and Kajiado counties. Speaking today at Kajiado Stadium during the county's Jamhuri Day celebrations, the governor said local communities should benefit more from tourism while protecting natural resources, including forest, home to rare species like the pancake tortoise.
The longest boundary ya Meru National Park katika zile kaunti zote zimeguza hii park ni boundary ya Tharaka Nithi County. Iyo. That is why we have asked the president that when he's considering the other counties that have national parks for partnership. Juzi nimeona amefanya partnership akapea watu wanaitwa Kajiado. Kajiado wamepewa Amboseli National Park. Hata niliona Mbiuku huko na sijui kama alikumbusha rais pia tuko na park. Kwa sababu Mbiuku ndiye anakuanga kwa kamati ya wildlife na tourism. Narok ile inaitwa Masai Mara, si ya Narok. Sasa nimeona juzi wale wa pale inaitwa Taita Taveta wanasema wanataka percentage pia wagawie kidogo ya ile Tsavo National Park. Na sisi tunasema ndovu akitoka Meru National Park huwa hakuli mimea ama kuumiza watu wa area ingine isipokuwa watu wa Tharaka Nithi na wa Meru saa ingine. Kweli? So if there are people who deserve to have partnership ya hii park ni watu wa Tharaka Nithi County na hiyo Kenya Wildlife Service ama tourism.
Ukipatwa wewe upatwe uko kwa mzitu, na tumeungana na hata na kaunti ya Meru. Kiago ni moja hapo. Juzi tumekuwa hapa moto mlima iko hapa Keria, kila siku inachomeka. Hatumalizi siku mbili, wiki moja kama hakuna moto. Tafadhali jiadhari. Na nakuambia ukweli na nakuhakikishia hata mimi nitakuwa mstari ya mbele kukuja kupambana na wewe. Juu hata mimi hii njua tunasikia saa hii hatungekuwa. Saa hii tungekuwa tunakula mahindi na maharagwe. Lakini sisi ndio tumechangia. Kwa hivyo KWS Muigai, nataka tufanye kazi na tutafanya pamoja na county government. Na governor naomba hivi. Hii watu wenye wanasafirisha hiyo makaa wanapewa permit na officers wako. Na najua tuna environment committee. Let us revive them. Let us make them active. And I'm sure wewe kama ni mtu unakata hata ya kujenga nyumba sasa kulingana na sheria na ni wewe uliunda katiba, lazima utuombe kibali.
Well, with that, we come to the end of our special edition of Jamhuri Day tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed weekend. My good name is Kennedy Kimani, and Boniface Morethi has been our sign language interpreter.